Welcome, friends. Second day of this meditation workshop. Having a living master. The spiritual path is as old as humanity. It's been there all the time. Ever since there were human beings on this planet, there has been the spiritual path. The path is not man-made. It's made by the Creator who created all of us. It's created, the spiritual path has been created and embedded in all of us. As human beings, we have the spiritual path which we can traverse to go back to our true home and to the Creator within ourselves. That equipment and pathway is not a design of man, it's a design of the Creator. It lies within us. Within this simple body, 5, 6, 7 feet tall body, on top of a small head, about less than a foot tall, lies the whole secret of the spiritual path. The path to true spirituality and to a true home is even shorter. It starts from behind the eyes and goes within to the top of the head, and you cover all the distance to your true home, Sachkhand, which is the origin of our own being at all levels of creation. That means human beings have been endowed with such a wonderful thing, all embedded in their physical bodies, and all they need to traverse that path is one who has already traversed it. This path is hidden from us. It's hidden because we are born with sense perceptions and with a body with 9 apertures on it, the 2 eyes, the 2 nostrils, the mouth, the 2 ears, the 2 lower apertures. These 9 doors have opened us and our attention to the outside existence of a material world. And therefore, we are captured by this material world and we do not know what is lying inside of us. Therefore, the spiritual path, although it belongs to all of us, and we all have it, it is not revealed to us because our attention is constantly drawn outside. We have all become outward centered. We do not have any inward centering at all. Therefore, from time to time, the Creator Himself, in order to keep a promise to help those who seek His help and who can be called spiritual seekers, comes Himself and appears in the form of another human being. He appears Himself in the form of a human being because it is only through a human being that we can communicate fully. If we communicate with other living organisms, living beings, it's a one-way conversation. Some people say they can see God in trees and forests, in birds, in their pets, in their animals. And when they talk to these birds and animals, they hear back the language of their own mind, because none of these ever says no to them. They all say yes. That is, a mind who wants to get confirmation of its own existence from these outward living forms. But a human being is one who can say no to us and say, no, this is not the correct thing you are saying. Nobody else can say that. No other living form can say that. So to be on a correct path, to be able to tread the right way, it is necessary for us to communicate with one whose communication makes sense to us and we understand it, and who is also able to say no to us. That being, living being, is only another human being. That is why when the Creator keeps His promise to help find Himself, to help Himself being found by a seeker, He manifests in the form of a living human being. These living human beings have appeared ever since mankind existed on this planet. They have come in response to the seeking of the spiritual seekers. Wherever there have been seekers, there have been these human beings who have come in order to respond to their seeking. These human beings do not come in any special form. They come exactly like us. They come exactly like us because that's the only way we can befriend them. If they came in any other form, we could be admiring them, adoring them, worshipping them, but could never be friends. I give an example, supposing a special human being who represents the Creator walks into this hall and is flying on top of this, and we are all watching him flying because he's extraordinary. He wants to show that he can do something so different we cannot do. We cannot fly with our physical bodies. He's flying with his physical body, and we see him. What will be our reaction? We'll be astonished. We'll try to see if there's a rope attached, a string attached by which he's performing this magic. We'll try to see if there's any other catch in that, and if we think he's really flying, many of us will faint. Especially some weak-hearted people, where many of them have not been able to stand such a sight. Some of them will worship. There's a real person, angel has come flying. We can admire such a person, we can adore such a person, we can even worship such a person. We cannot befriend that person. If that person, while flying, suddenly falls down here, like any human being, many of us will rush to help him, and we will first time have a compassion and sympathy only human friendship can offer. That is why, although the Creator exists in terms of distribution of consciousness in every living being, He lives in all living things as a living creator and lives in all non-living things as a passive creator. And I'll give you the distinction later on, that the active power of creation, the power of consciousness that makes us experience something that has already been created, and the power to experience something which is not sharing in the point of view of the Creator would be called a passive. For example, all of us sitting here have all our own volition, and we can all have a will to do things. We all have mobility, we have metabolism, we have change in our systems. I'm sitting on a chair, that doesn't have that. But I cannot perceive a chair unless I become conscious of the chair, and therefore it's my consciousness that creates the chair also. So consciousness creates both, that where it gets distributed and makes the other person, other thing, other living organism also conscious, and those things which are not conscious but are created by our consciousness. So therefore the Creator, the power of consciousness, is in everything that has been ever created. But we cannot have the experience of friendship and love except with a form that is exactly like our form. An ordinary human being can be a best friend of ours. Now these special persons, living persons who come, are no different from us except in their consciousness. When they come here, they carry with them the consciousness of the different levels of consciousness that have been created but which we cannot experience. They come with the consciousness of the Creator Himself. They come with all that consciousness at the same time, and they act like us to befriend us and gradually to share that consciousness with us and take us back to where they belong and where we belong. That's the spiritual path. The spiritual path cannot be discovered by us because we are all putting our attention outside, and somebody who has already traversed that path, somebody who is holding the knowledge of that path at all times, can come and help us and tell us this is the way to go back home. Such a living person is necessary for us to discover our own true home and to go back to it. Some people believe that perfect living masters who can do this came in the past also. And maybe we can follow one of those past masters, and that will be equally good, because they were perfect also. The truth is that you cannot follow a perfect living master of the past who is unable to tell you no. Again, the same thing. Who is unable to make you find the distinction between an image created by your mind and that master himself. You can draw up images in your mind of all perfect living masters of the past. But there's no guarantee if any of them is real or not. Mind can make up all the images. Do they come back? Do the masters of the past ever come back to tell you that was not us? That was an image made by your own mind? There's no one to correct us. On the other hand, a living perfect living master, a perfect master who was alive in his physical body and who has the same consciousness of the Creator. When we come across such a person, he is able to correct us. This is not a true image of a master. This is the image being created by your mind. Therefore, beware. You are being misled by these images in your head, being created by your mind. Only a perfect living master who has that consciousness can correct us about this. That is why the truth is that unless you have a master who is living in the physical body and is able to correct us in our imaging of a master, without that we cannot really have guarantee of a true spiritual path. Living masters have always been there in response to our seeking. When we seek, we find a living master. Living masters cannot be found. Because if you try to find a living master, you will go either by your own definition of who is a living master, or you will go by the claim of a person who says to be a living master. If a living master truly has the consciousness of totality of consciousness, if he truly knows you inside out more than you know yourself, how will you be a judge to know who a perfect living master is? A perfect living master, if he knows you, he should be able to find you, not that you have to go and search for him. If you have to search for a perfect living master, and he has to tell you, I am the master, believe me, he is trying to prove something to you. That means he even knows less than you know. How can he be a perfect living master? Therefore, indeed, the perfect living masters who have ever walked upon this earth have never claimed that they are masters. Not only have they not claimed that they are perfect in mastery, they have never even claimed that they are masters. Indeed, they have said that they are servants of the people, servants of the seekers, servants of their masters. And that's been one of the keys. Now, if a person who is a perfect living master does not even claim to be a master, does not look extraordinary, looks like an ordinary person, how are we going to find him? The answer is you cannot find him. But if you are a seeker, you can be found. And how can a perfect living master find you? He finds you by the strength of your seeking. If he doesn't know where a seeker is, if he doesn't know who a seeker is, indeed he cannot be a perfect living master. A perfect living master, by definition, is one who has come in response to your seeking. And if he has come in response to your seeking and he can't even know who you are and where you are, he is not a perfect living master for you. If a perfect living master has come for one seeker and he finds that seeker, he's done his job. If he has come to find 100 seekers and he finds those 100 seekers, he's done his job. But there may be millions of seekers. It means that no human being has appeared as a perfect living master anywhere on this planet who came for the whole of mankind and was able to meet all the seekers of spirituality. That is why from time to time, at different places upon this planet, different human beings have appeared who have come in response to the seeking of a group of seekers for whom they came. And we might as well say they have come like shepherds to collect their sheep and only the marked sheep. So apparently, every perfect living master who comes on this planet carries with him a list of the sheep he has to pick up. He carries the names and addresses and locations of every seeker that he has to pick up. That's his job. to now go and find where those seekers are. And it is his job to find them. It's not the seeker's job to find the master. These masters have a wonderful instrument to find a seeker. According to the special handbook or a manual for perfect living masters, it says the perfect living masters use coincidence and strange accidental happenings as the method to find a seeker. It's a very wonderful system. Coincidence is such a good thing because not only do the masters use coincidence to pick up their marked souls, the marked souls feel, how could this happen? I came to know this person only through coincidence. So coincidence works both ways. It works to enable the master to recognize the marked soul. It also works for the seeker to say, how could I meet this person and why am I drawn to this person? Because it was a coincidence. It was not my searching. I was searching in this direction and the coincidence took me somewhere else. I was going somewhere else and I happened to be somewhere else. And when you look at the series of coincidences that lead us to these unique beings, these perfect living masters, when we meet them, they are so ordinary, we have questions in our mind. Can they be perfect living masters? They are too ordinary for us. And then as we get to know them more, they appear to be more and more extraordinary. Because they are not ordinary in every sense. They are ordinary in their appearance, they are ordinary in their lifestyle, they are ordinary in the food they eat, the medicine they take for sickness, and the way they are born and they die. They are ordinary like us in every respect of this kind. But in some other respects, they are very different. For example, their love and compassion is totally different from our attachments to the world. Their love is unconditional. Their friendship is unconditional. Their friendship is permanent. If they call somebody and say, you are a friend of mine, that statement holds good forever. Not only for this life, even beyond life. If you believe there's beyond life, a perfect living master who says to us, I am your friend, it's a friendship forever. And that friend will never let you down. He will never say, now you are a bad boy or bad girl, you have behaved this way, I am no longer your friend. No perfect living master will ever say that. Now this is very different from our normal behavior. We judge people and we want to have love from a person who also loves us, and if the person doesn't love, we say we hate you at the same time. I know that a person says, I love you, do you love me? No, I don't, then I also hate you. That kind of the perfect living master do not come like that. Their love is unconditional. Their friendship is unconditional. They stand by you at all times. And therefore the experience with these people as we go along and meet them more often and get to know them a little better shows they are not as ordinary as we thought they were. And that then brings up a strange relationship. And we discover that they are conveying their message. And their message is very simple. Their message is not, come to this shrine, come to this place of worship, come to this wonderful place where you will find God. Their message is, God is within you. The Creator is within you. You go within yourself and find out. They do not even say, come to us and consider us as God. The God is inside you. They also claim that they know nothing about it, but you have to find it yourself. They appeal to two parts of our consciousness. They appeal to our mind and they appeal to our soul. They appeal to our mind by making sense of their teaching. They want to teach us about a path. They classify different levels of consciousness. They try to make sense of a system of creation, and they want us to study and satisfy the mind. Looks reasonable what they are saying. They also at the same time appeal to our soul, and they say, there is something deeper than mere relationship, it's love flowing. The soul reacts to love, the mind accepts the teaching. The mind likes to be told, meditate in this way. So they teach us meditation. And knowing very well, meditation doesn't take us very far. But the mind will not accept anything else. They ask us to struggle hard because they know the mind only likes to achieve things by struggle. They say, work hard. It's not easy to do it. And we like it because we say they're right. Without struggle, nobody gets anything ever. And then gradually we find out that what they're teaching is merely to satisfy our mind. And that the real teaching is not a teaching at all. That they are introducing into us a new feeling of love and devotion, which we had not even experienced before. And that love and devotion is their method, and not the teaching. Teaching is a sort of a ploy to bring our mind into line. And once our mind accepts the teaching, we say, that's fine, and let's go along with this. With this guy, seems to make sense to us. Let's go along, and we work hard, and we say, this is a tough time, this is very hard. This meditation stuff that he's teaching us, we don't know if we ever have a chance in this life. Gradually we discover that the meditation was not the real secret at all of the path. The secret of the path was love and devotion. Because love and devotion does not arise from the mind, does not arise from the senses, does not arise from the body. It arises directly from the soul. Their approach is to our soul, not to our minds. The mind is merely a cover. And since we are identifying ourselves with the mind all the time, they have to approach us with the mind. And that's why all this teaching. There was a great disciple of great master. He was a judge. He was a finance minister of a state. And he has written some books. One of the books is entitled Heaven on Earth. And he has also written other books. He used, in spite of the fact he held very high positions in the government, when he retired, he told great master, I want to be your doorman. Give me any seva, give me any work to do. I want to stand outside your door and keep watch. He became great master's doorman. And after some time, he was so much in love and devotion with the master that he one day told master, Master, I am enjoying my stay here in the dera outside your door, but I have missed out on something. Great master said, what is that? I never got a chance to meditate. Wow. And you have been telling people, meditate 2.5 hours. I hear all your discourses and your satsangs, and you advocate 2.5 hour meditation. I'm sorry, I slipped on that. Can I make up now by a concentrated period of meditation? And I want to do it in your house in the hills, because you are not going there in the summer. Can you give me the keys of your house? Because that will have all the vibration of a master's living there. And I will meditate there. And I will meditate for 3 months. And I will do nothing else but meditate and catch up with all that I have lost. Great master said, great idea. Here are the keys. So he got the keys and he went up there. And he said, this is a great time. There was nobody there in the house. Great master was not going that summer. And he was still in the dera. So he went, and when he opened the house with great enthusiasm, now is the time to catch up my meditation. A plumber walks up. I am glad to see you are here. I was waiting for somebody to come. I have to repair the plumbing work inside. Okay, do it quickly. So the plumber comes and somebody else comes. And the crowd comes there all the time. And he tries very hard and totally fails in the meditation. He feels so bad that he did better meditation, a little bit that he did in the dera, than when he tried to do concentrated meditation for 3 months in great master's own house. So after 3 months, he felt so disappointed and so disenchanted with the whole thing that he went back to dera and told the great master, Master, I failed. I'm sorry to report that although I got the keys of your house and I spent 3 months in your house in Dalhousie, that hill station, I failed because I couldn't meditate. And Every time I wanted to meditate, there was some disturbance. And my mind was so restless because of the disturbance. Even when there was no disturbance, I felt the effect of that disturbance, and I couldn't meditate at all. I failed. Great Master laughed at him and said, "You never failed. You succeeded." He said, "How could I succeed?" He said, "You succeeded in finding out that meditation is not the answer." You found out that the meditation is only a step towards the spiritual path. The spiritual path is the love and devotion for a living person, for a living being who is like you but carries the consciousness of totality. And that's a living master. So Great Master explained to him that these methods that we employ are mostly for the mind. Most of the spiritual traditions that are going on because to satisfy the mind. And many of the achievements we get through spiritual exercises and various kinds of meditational techniques are only for ease of body and mind. We feel easy, we feel calm, and we get some benefits, but we don't go on the spiritual path. We never find our true home by those means at all. So therefore, to find our true home and go where there is immortality, real immortality, where there is bliss and happiness and nothing else, and that's our true home, we have to go through a pathway that starts from above the mind and goes on to totality of consciousness. In the Indian tradition, they describe the various levels, the physical level as Pinda, the astral level as Anda, the causal level as Brahmanda. And then above that comes the spiritual region from where Sachkhand starts, and the lowest level of Sachkhand is called Par Brahm, beyond the Brahm, beyond the creator of this universe. The Great Master used to say the spiritual path begins from Par Brahm and goes on to Sachkhand or totality. In Par Brahm, the soul is individuated. In Sachkhand, it's total. In Sachkhand, you find that you are not only one at that time, you are one and the many at the same time. It's a great experience to know how it was all created. The whole of creation has taken place right there. That's the discovery we make of our true self, our true nature, and where we belong. So these perfect living masters who come here, they guarantee to us that once they picked us up and you are on their list of marked souls, they will not rest till they have taken you back home. They will not rest till they have made you exactly whole like they are. And that is the biggest boon they give when they initiate a person. Initiation is not something that they talk about. Initiation is not telling you some words to repeat. Anybody can repeat those words. Those words are on the internet. The words are in books. There's nothing strange about the words. We call them charged words only when they are charged at initiation. So initiation is something different than merely telling you the words of a mantra. Repeat these and you will succeed. Of course, repetition of any word can give you peace of mind. Try it out. You repeat rapidly any word in the universe and peace of mind comes to you because the mind gets occupied with that word. And that's all that's needed for getting some restful calm and peace for the mind. If our whole search is for peace, we don't need any special mantra. Any mantra will do. But what they do with the words that they charge, that they make the words a protector of yourself from negativity. They make the words that they tell, they repeat the same words to you at initiation and make them different for you. Because they charge them with the consciousness of a higher state of being. And they don't leave those words just as they are. And that is why the initiation is not the transferring of words to you. The initiation is not the teaching of a method of meditation. Initiation is the perfect living master taking responsibility, guaranteeing you are now guaranteed to be with me till you reach your true home, Sachkhand. Doesn't matter how long it takes. I am with you. That's the true friendship. That's true love. We don't find that in this world. And here these exceptional people, the very rare people, whom we call perfect living masters, they come with that mission and they perform that function and they give this guarantee and they carry it out. Not only they carry it out, they switch our accountability to themselves instead of to negative powers after our death. Karma is no longer held to the lords of the region who hold the karma in their hand and govern the laws of karma in this world. They take over that responsibility for an initiate in their own hands. When you die, no angels of death ever come to an initiate. The master himself comes to take that person. It's a very big change. Initiation alters all this accountability. Initiation makes us have a totally different life. Initiation destroys all the sinchit karma, reserved karma, from which we could be made, carved out to live several million more lives. All of that is burnt out at the very time of initiation. It's a huge event that takes place. Initiation is no ordinary thing. And only perfect living masters who operate from the highest level of consciousness, from the level of such totality of consciousness, who at the time of initiating us are operating at that level. Only they can give that guarantee and only they can take this accountability. Therefore, a living master, however ordinary he may look, however ordinary he may behave, however ordinary he may talk, he is indeed something deeper and deeper, and we can't discover who he is. Nobody can discover. One of the great mystic, perfect living master in India, Tulsi Saab, says that if a person says, I can now recognize a master, put your hand on your ears, don't even listen to him. Nobody can recognize a perfect living master. I have often told you stories of one of the great disciples of great master named Dr. Ishwar Singh, a veterinary doctor, and his stories are famous now in the Dera and have always been famous. Toward the end of his life, he came and spent time toward the end of his life with me, and he would say, we have not recognized the master. We cannot recognize the master. We always thought he was a master. We forgot he was a beloved friend first and master next. We forgot that he was going to be a companion for us to our true home first. Master is just a cloak he wears to convey his teachings to our mind. So that great disciple was telling that it's very difficult to recognize a master, because as we go ahead in our meditation, we discover more and more of the master. It is said that those who get initiated by a perfect living master, when they meditate and go to higher levels of consciousness and discover new worlds existing beyond this physical world, they find the rulers of those worlds. They govern those worlds. Some of those rulers we call God here. We call God, Ishwar, Parmeshwar, Allah. All these names we are giving is to the creator of the universe, of this universe, and the universe of the heavens above. There are only two stages. Those who rule the physical and astral stage, those are the ones we are worshipping in every church and in every temple. In every mosque, we are worshipping the same God who controls these two regions. We know nothing beyond them. Not only that, when we reach those heavens, we think we have reached the ultimate. There's no way we can know there's anything beyond it. If we did not have a perfect living master with us, we would never be able to imagine, even after experiencing the astral stage, that there is anything beyond that. It looks final. The Creator sits here who creates the whole of this physical universe. The whole universe is copied and made up from the elements taken from the astral plane. So how can we know any further? Even with a perfect living master, when we ascend into that region and he tells us this is the astral plane, we say, no, it's Sachkhand. It looks like Sachkhand to us. This must be the true home, master, you are talking about. And he says, no, we have to go further up. And those gods who we are worshipping, who are rulers of those areas, when they come across and they bow to our master who's with us, we say, how can God be worshipping you, master? And those gods tell us, you don't know who you're traveling with. You don't know who you're going with. We want ourselves to be his disciples, the rulers of those. We go to the causal stage, which is the home of the universal mind, home of universality in every sense that we know here. No mind can ever imagine anything existing beyond that. And when we reach that stage, the creator of all, being worshipped all over, Brahma, the creator, Brahman, the final stage, those people come and bow before your master. And you say, Master, what's going on? Who are these people? He says, these people are souls like yours and mine. They are souls with their good karma, they are occupying these positions. But they are no different. It's just karma that can bring you into that office. But this is not the end of our journey. And it's hard for us to believe. At every stage, the Master reveals himself to be more than we ever thought he is. We go beyond that. And then we discover that all this was a created universe in time and space. That the Master took us way beyond. And our true home lies further up, beyond the mind, beyond universality, beyond time and space, beyond anything that the mind can ever conjecture, beyond anything that can be described. Now, this is the spiritual path. The spiritual path is way beyond what we think ordinary meditation can do. It takes us back exactly where we came from and where we belong, where immortality exists at all time. That's the place. Now, therefore, in order to achieve that, there's no way I can think of even without a living master who has already done it. If a person has never been to that place, he cannot even describe it. He cannot obviously lead us there. A person who has only gone to the first level will think that's the final level. And make us believe also. There's no way he can take us any further. A person who has gone to the second causal level cannot take us any further. Only a perfect living master who comes from our true home, Sachkhand, can, by virtue of the fact that he is consciously aware of the whole path all the time, even when he is an ordinary human being, he can take us to that path. That's why, without a perfect living master, to think of going to our own true home, in my opinion, is impossible. If somebody can find a shortcut sometime, please let me know. I like to take that shortcut too. I haven't seen any shortcut to that place. It's only perfect living master in a human form, like ourselves, who can help us to get to that place. There may be some misconception that when we go to the highest plane, those must be immortal planes. There's no immortality in the three worlds. There's no immortality in the physical world. Everybody dies, everything dies. Even planets will die. Even the suns will cool down. Even the galaxies will collapse into black holes. Nothing is permanent here. In the astral plane, nothing is permanent. Only their duration is longer. Human life here, maybe 100 years average. There it may be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years. In the causal plane, it may be more, maybe a few million years. But nothing is permanent anywhere in these three. All of them dissolve at some point or the other. When a dissolution takes place, the whole system of created beings is dissolved. And all these souls who are there, they go into a semi-sleep to be recreated. This world and this whole creation has been created several times and dissolved several times. We call it the paralaya. Paralaya means dissolution. And from time to time, after several billion years, a dissolution takes place. And this created universe of the astral and physical plane dissolves. After a much longer period of time, a grand dissolution takes place, and everything below Par Brahm gets dissolved. And there's nothing, and is recreated from ab initio, like a new universe. This is taking place all the time, over a very large spectrum of time which we cannot even fathom. But it does happen. If you want to see it from the top, and you can see the dissolution and the recreation of these universes taking place. Because there you can see without time. When you are in a timeless state, you can see a lot more than when you're trapped in time. In time, you can only see a small portion of what is happening. In a timeless state, you can see the whole thing at once. So that vision is only available beyond the mind and not available within the mind. Mind all has a duration in it. So that's why these perfect living masters take us to an area which is really immortal and really permanent, which is our permanent home. We came from there, we belong there. And as souls, we rejoin the ocean of consciousness. And souls are merely the one aspect, one point of view of that big ocean, like one wave of an ocean. We are just waves of a single ocean. We never separated from the ocean. We're just having an experience of a wave, and we go back and merge in the ocean. So this is the truth about our spiritual path and the need for a living master. Without a living master, might as well give up the spiritual path. There's no spiritual path that you can tread by your own mind, by your own effort, by your own consciousness, by practicing anything whatsoever, because there is no guidance where you are heading. Also, it can be dangerous. Supposing you want to experiment with the internal experiences on your own, and you are led astray by negative forces inside, you can have terrible experiences. You can have hellish experiences you can have. You can have experiences that will scare you for life. What good is it? There should be somebody guiding you and helping you avoid this, do this, and that only a living perfect master can do that. I have emphasized the importance of a living master. I'm very happy many of you have been so fortunate that you have been initiated, accepted by a perfect living master, and you are on the way to the true home. I feel very happy to be in the company of such wonderful people, wonderful travelers on the spiritual path, and I join all of you in this wonderful path that we are going together. I got this great opportunity to be initiated by a great master many years ago, maybe before many of you were born. That was in March of 1936. How many were born before that? 2 people. That was not my date of birth, that was my date of initiation. I have spent the whole life trying to figure out if there is a better way. And therefore, the great master instructed me specifically, go and search for something better. And I have been searching for something better. I'm even today searching for something better. I've never given up my search. I have openly said to all my friends, and I openly say to all of you, if you have something better to describe and give it to me, which leads to a higher state of consciousness than what great master has given, I'm willing to accept it right now. Great master teaching was so open. He said, do not believe even a master unless you experience it yourself. Do not be tied down to something that says, don't go anywhere else. You have a master, now you can't go anywhere else. If you go somewhere else, you are being unfaithful. That's a cult. That's not the work of a perfect living master. Perfect living master say, go anywhere you like and find the best thing you can. That is why when this institution was set up, ISHA, I made sure that if somebody can come in here and give a different alternative path, better than what we are talking about, not only we'll all discuss it, we'll accept it. I'll accept it first. So therefore, great master's teaching is very different from those who try to get you into a club or a group and say, now stick in here, otherwise you're being unfaithful and disloyal to us. That's not the path of a perfect living master. A perfect living master says, I have had this experience from my master. It's worked for me. Try it. They don't say that after initiation, if you find something better, don't take it. They say, go ahead and take it. They say, even after initiation, go ahead and take if something better comes across. They also point out that during our life, there are many teachers we come across. After birth, a mother is our first teacher. We learn from the mother. Right from the time we are suckling on the breast of a mother, up to the time we grow up under her care, we are learning from the mother. Then we go to the school teacher. We learn from the school teacher. We go to church. We go to temple. We learn from religious teachers. And ultimately, we find spiritual teachers of various grades. They take us to different levels. It does not mean we should decry them because they take them to different levels. They are doing their work and helping us to go up to that point. But they will only take you up to the point they have gone. No teacher can take you beyond himself or herself. Therefore, even the masters, there are lots of them. Great master used to say, in India there are more masters than disciples today. And the masters are growing very rapidly because good business for them. They make good money out of it. Perfect living masters never make money out of their spiritual work. So they say, whatever has happened, you keep on growing with them. And if you are a seeker, the qualification is not if you found a master or not, who you found. If you are a true seeker of your true home and want to find the truth, a perfect living master will come into your life by coincidence. So you don't have to worry about it, just seek. Seek in your heart. Don't have to run around seeking. Stay where you are and seek. Even if you don't move anywhere, the perfect living master will come to your place and find you. So this is a different ball game altogether. So this is not something that you have to be running around. Of course, accept any teacher, accept any teaching that takes you as far as the teacher can take you. And if you are ready for more, you will find a teacher who will take you more. You will ultimately find a perfect living master who will take you back home. So remember, this is all, it's not only in the books, it's in experiences of people. So many people have experienced this. And when you meet an experienced person who has had personal experience, it makes a big difference to associate with that person than reading all the books. If you read all the books of the world, it does not take even one step toward the spiritual path unless you practice what you read in the books. The books tell us so many things to do, and we think just by reading them we are going to get anything. Nothing like it. We have to practice what we read. I sometimes give an example. If we want to have a vacation in paradise, they say there's a paradise on earth called Hawaii. There's Jeffrey from Paradise. And there's one guy from Paradise who's here. And they say it's paradise on earth. It's a beautiful place, beautiful. Waikiki beach and lovely beaches, mountains, volcanoes, hotels, people. Everything is beautiful there. I've been many times there. But if you take up a guidebook on the description of Hawaii and they take up the timetable of the aircraft that go there, how often they go, what the flight times are, and go on reading how many flights are operating and how many times they go, and go on reading the guidebook, you don't reach Hawaii. By reading, you don't go there. If you buy a ticket and get onto the plane, you will reach there. The same thing is true of spirituality. We think that by reading spiritual books, we are getting something. The books are all telling us what to do. And if we don't do what the books are telling us, the reading itself will not take us anywhere spiritually. So that's why we have to act upon it. It's a practical thing. I promised to you yesterday, today we will do some meditation which involves flying with the astral body. We will do it this afternoon. I also mentioned that I will be requesting Great Master to place a number of gifts on the roof for you. We will do that also in the afternoon. Then there will be they have brought some prasad. Prasad is blessed food. We get to invoke the blessings of these masters so that when we take this prasad, when we eat a candy or any other item that's given to us as a prasad, when we eat that, it makes us think of the master. And that's the value of prasad. Not that the candy undergoes any molecular changes. It remains the same candy. It's the association in our mind with the master that makes it special. So we will have some of the candy and some of those who don't take sugar, something non-sweetened, later in the day before the end of the program. And I have set apart enough time for the interviews, and I have done one page One page I've done and 2 pages remain. So I'll do them later today and in the evening before I leave. So I hope you're enjoying this the meditation workshop, and I hope you'll enjoy the afternoon session also. Thank you very much.